Episode 178. What up, Jopins? It's Sunday. We got a lot to talk about today. A lot going on. We'll get to that. First off, prayers to everybody in LA and affected and all the animals and just everybody. Shout out to the first responders, firefighters. Those are the real heroes. Sometimes I even get upset with myself with how I idolize actors and athletes when it's people like that that are the real heroes. So,
yeah. Shout out to the first responders.
But how you doing?
I'm doing
How's
pretty
Brendan
good.
today?
I was a little tired. I took an energy drink today, Jobins. And, dude, I've been, you've been telling me about this for a long time, bro. And, Jobins, I don't know if you guys could give me some advice, too. But I did come into some, inheritance coming up. And I have an appointment with Edward Jones on it. But what to do with those funds, and rest in peace, Aunt Mary, I love you, is to put some of it towards Bitcoin, dude. I think I'm finally...
Talk to Tim and he'll tell you, and then just probably, if I were you, put 1,000, bro. And it's kind of like a trust fund or whatever. And if it fucks up, it fucks up. It's $1,000,
dude. But how is it? Like, honestly, I think it makes a lot of sense. I was talking to Shannon last night about it too, and I just feel like you make a lot of sense with it, and everybody else that's been talking about it, like to put some of it towards Bitcoin.
Yeah. It's just such a new thing, right, guys? It's just, we never know, right? We never know where the stocks are going to go. We never know where this coin shit's going to go. But you got all these smart people. Tim's feeding me all this shit. Article after article after smart people, smart investors, people who know shit, saying that Bitcoin's supposed to be worth this much. But I always get nervous a little bit, and I know I'm not. Tim's like, don't let it control your life. But you just never know what the truth is, right? Is it one big giant pump and dump scheme? I don't think so anymore.
Dude, I really hope it's not a rug pull.
Yeah, and it's all just so weird.
But with everything that we got to talk about today,
yeah,
it just makes sense to me, man. With
all
the stories we have.
Tim gave me an app. I got it, and I got it set up and everything, so you could just literally take your money and transfer it. I don't know exactly how it works. He was just showing me how to do it. I'll have him show you, or I can show you. And then, if you got a little extra 1,000 just sitting there, put it in Bitcoin, and then Tim goes, don't look at it for 10 years. Because they're saying it's supposed to be worth, and he'll even bring up the math. Like, if you put $100 in today, how much it'll be worth at this point, and it'll tell you. And it's like, fuck, dude. We really should be.
Dude, and then just the fact of how much it's already earned since 2013, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's 100,000 now, yeah, I can't even invest a full Bitcoin. It'd have to be micro investing.
Schmitty done fucked up, man. I fucked up with Pokemon, my Pokemon card collection. Who knows where my Pokemon card collection is, my original one. I got another one. But I fucked up with Pokemon when it was high. You know what I mean? And Bitcoin. I remember people laughing about it back in the day. We're like, oh, what the hell? Oh, that could never happen.
And look where we're at now. And then you got the Ethereum also. Doge. You should have heard Shannon's dad was at the soccer game last night because she had her championship game. And he was talking about how he has $400, right? And he put this much towards Ethereum, towards Bitcoin. It was cracking me up. But everybody's investing in that,
Yeah. Dude, everybody knows now. It's weird. But yeah. Well, guys, I've been really working on getting back into the grind. And it's been a week that Schmitty's been full effect. And eating good, sleeping good, working out, fucking recovering. And I've been getting up. I think a morning routine, guys, it's something Tim and Sean preach so much. But the older I get, the more that the morning routine really does affect me. Because back in the day when I was a kid, you just hurry up, get out of bed, take a shower, grab your Pop-Tart, boom, you're on your way to school. Boom, you're on the way to work. Boom, you're on the way to college.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's not the right way to start a morning. It really isn't. And Sean, he's always trying to level me up, right? Because here I am making these basic things, getting up early, getting a good routine. It's all about routine. And this motherfucker just always wants to level up. Now I got to wait an hour to have my coffee, right? Well, what does it mean to have it? If you got shit to do, so that means you got to get up earlier to have that coffee an hour later, right?
Well, our pool's cold right now, right? We could do cold plunge.
Right?
If you wanted to do it in the morning, I would try to muster up to do it because it did feel good even doing the little bit that we did do, and I could work on that.
You should have seen this guy, Jobins. And his girl just going, he's not meant to be Cole. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I know, then I'm self-reflecting. I'm like, that's how Tim looks at me right now, how I'm looking at Brendan. But worse, because you're healthy. But, yeah, cold plunge, dude. Everybody has that fear. Mm-hmm. And I have it, but I'm starting to get, the more you do it, it goes away. It really does. And then if you stop and start over, it's back. You know what I mean? So what I do right before I get into a cold plunge is just big, deep breaths. And that kind of charges up your body, right? And then I just get in. Some people take their time getting in. I just fucking get in. The only problem with Art's cold plunges is that they are a little small for big old Schmidt. But, yeah, morning routines, Jobin. So I've been getting up at 6:50. I've been watching the sunrise. I get the chores done early, so I have all day. Now I don't have to worry about chores. Get my coffee going. Mm-hmm. And then I head to the gym, get my workout on. David's been gone. But something that last year I was kind of doing was relying on David being there. And I know it's great to have my personal trainer. I love him, right? And he's just showing, he always is on me, trying to show me the perfect forms, how to do it correctly, what muscles to really focus on when doing a workout, that kind of stuff.
And that's awesome, too, to have such a good person to help you with that.
David, I hope you're listening. You're the biggest pussy for not fucking coming on my podcast, and I'm going to get you on my podcast. Jobins, I want him so bad. He's such a good fucking dude. I love him so much. He's helped change my life, and he's one of those guys that you meet, and when you meet a person like that in your life, they don't go away. Mm-hmm. That's because he's just such a good fucking dude. A lot of people love David. That's why we wanted you on the pod, David, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, dude, such a genuine dude, and he has those like parties where he invites everybody. He's just super nice to everybody, it feels like.
David, get on the pod. He gets so mad because I got everybody at the gym. David, I got everybody doing it, and he just get fucking pissed. Sometimes I even just talk like I'm Jobins, and people actually, they're like, I thought that was David. And I'm like, yep, just give me enough time.
Yeah.
David. But, yeah. Great having him to work out, but I was relying on him, right? So this week I'm like, nope, I don't need David. I know what to do. He's told me what to do. I know where to focus on these workouts. And I'm also focusing more on cardio. I added that air bike in the beginning. Like, that's my little warm-up before I go do my other warm-ups. Because what I'm trying to focus on when working out is when you get your heart rate up, keep it there. So that means, you know what I mean? So when you get your cardio going, you're working out right away. Get to lifting those weights. Get to doing whatever you're doing. Keep that heart rate going.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, and it's tough. You know what I mean? Especially because sometimes I'm like breathing when I'm doing stuff, and my heart it just lowers regularly. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm trying to do, and shorten like 45 minutes because sometimes Schmitty can get yappy, or just be a little more slower. You know what I mean?
What's your goal too? Are you doing it every day? Yeah.
Well, no, not Monday through Sunday, right? Because I'm not yet. I'm going to work there because I don't want to overwhelm myself, right, and burn out. So I go Monday, Tuesday, break Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday I'm busy all day. Sunday's pod days. But it's walking, it's push-ups, it's sit-outs, it's home routines. Just a little simple home routine workout to get the day through. You know what I mean? And like you said, we could be utilizing our pool more. We don't. We should.
Dude, I love the fact that you do 4 days a week. I'm trying to get back into it too because I have goals as well, bro, about getting back in better shape, Jobins, and like getting back into the jiu-jitsu game because I was off for a few weeks, getting sick, going to see family, and it's like now I'm just going 2 days a week, but I need to step up and be back to 3-4 days a week like yourself, man. So thanks for inspiring me, bro.
Well, yeah, and I appreciate that because saying that, right, it's like, well, no, Sean would be sitting here going, no, Schmidt, every day gets that gym. Well,
yeah,
every day, Schmidt. Well, it's tough. You know what I mean? Like I got a lot. I'm doing a lot. You know what I mean? So I just don't want to burn out. And it's always better, I think, to add as I go. Because that's what I was doing with David last time, and I was seeing some serious progression. I didn't start 7 days a week, every day, 2 days a day. You know what I mean? Like that will overwhelm you. So you just got to take it day by day.
And a cool thing, too, is like I was talking to Shannon last night. She has goals as well. And it's like, I'm actually, bro, after and Jobins, I'm going to get some running shoes after the podcast because I told her, I was like, maybe after jiu-jitsu I could come over there and like come to your house and we could just run around the neighborhood or something too.
Seriously.
Get some good exercise. Like we have that pool. Like you said, there's so many things that we can do to stay active that don't require a gym membership necessarily.
And see, that's where I'm like, I notice Jobins about myself is like my energy attracts and affects everyone because I'm so goddamn big. I'm so big and joyful and fun, but damn, you can tell when I'm sad. You know what I mean? And also with like daily habits, like it's so true. Like what you're around affects you, right? So all day I'm around these guys that are inspiring me. So I'm feeling fucking electrified, and it's easy to get motivated when you're around motivation.
That's true.
But you shouldn't rely on that at the same time. So it's tough. It's an everyday battle for all of us, right, Jobins? Because Schmitty's biggest thing, what my main focus on is just consistency, right? I let David, that's where having David's huge, because I let David worry about my workouts when I add weights. I just show up, yes, you know what I mean? And get out. So my focus is consistency. Up through the ups and the downs. Because when I'm up, I feel fucking invincible. And then when I'm down, I'm like, fuck. Fuck. What have I done?
Yeah, I'm going to repeat that sentiment. Same thing, like consistency. Because
Right?
it's easy to talk the talk, but like walking the walk it can be tough sometimes.
You know what also helps for me, believe it or not, is like Snapchat.
Oh, accountability? Is that what it is?
Accountability. Because like I'm like, man, should I be journaling? I like journaling. But then I'm like, you got to have time. I'm like, Snapchat's kind of like my journal. It's just like a modern journal. That's the way I'm kind of looking at it. So...
And journaling's not necessarily bad too, because maybe some people could get intimidated by social media or try to be like doing a social media cleanse to where journaling could still work. But I like the accountability in the social media aspect.
Yeah, right. No, you have a beautiful point there too. That's beautiful. It is a beautiful thing, right? Because TikTok is I've been doing my meals on there, and I'm just posting silly videos and shit.
Dude, your TikTok. I'm like, it gets me hungry though too, so it's kind of tough to watch.
I know, and then but bro, these kids. I followed some like Jeff Can't Cook or Ross Can't Cook. I forget his name, and the reels this kid makes, they're incredible. The motion, the fluid, it's like it's insane. I'm like, this kid is not only a really good cook, but a very good director at like I don't know. It's insane. I'll have to show you his channel after. But he's kind of like Chef Cusco. And because when you can make a reel as crazy as that other guy can, it's like, damn, these kids these days. Yeah. I'm old.
It is a skill. It's not just being able to cook well, but to present it well, too. Like you do with the lighting. And
I'm telling you, dude, when I show you these reels that this kid makes, the motion, it's like almost a fucking music video for food. It was crazy. It was weird. But yeah, I'm like, damn, kids are going to be talented. And then it's like when you got these videos and cameras that are just at your leisure, that's why that fucking Mark Zuckerberg podcast with Joe Rogan, I loved. I got to sit in Tim's car. We were driving around after we got some lunch with Zeke, or no, not Zeke, Warlike and Dylan. We got done with our pod and we're start driving around and we're listening to that pod. And I would start saying shit, and Tim would pause it, and I would be like, see, now this is... I'm telling you guys, Mark Zuckerberg is so pro for Ready Player One type shit. It's not even funny.
Oh, yeah, dude. He changed the name of Facebook to Meta, bro. Dude. It's like, he's really on the game. So I had a lot of stuff about Mark Zuckerberg, dude. Because did you hear what he did with Dana White?
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
You should go watch that pod because they talk about it. It's super interesting. Dude, I'm telling you, I called that on a few pods ago, guys. I think Dana White, that's a political move, right? In the direction to where maybe Dana White can become a president one day. If we
Dana White is president.
You just never know. Dude, look what he did with the UFC. And when you hear Mark Zuckerberg talk about Dana, it's just the truth. Like he's a like the knowledge that Dana White has with all the business that he's done around the whole world. You can't replicate that. AI can, but you can't like, you know what I mean?
The UFC taking off how it has is a crazy kind of story.
Dude, he is a legend. Dana White's a fucking legend. So I think it's interesting because Dana White's going to help what they were talking about on the pod is that Dana White's going to help kind of be the backbone and strong bone for that group for Meta to kind of like, hey, be the tough guy when it comes to negotiation and deals and like how to get things done.
Damn.
So,
And maybe not get pushed around by like political forces. Because did you hear about Mark Zuckerberg saying that he's going to discontinue
you need to watch
the fact checking?
Yeah.
And they're going to do community notes similar to X.
Yep.
Which I was like, oh, he's taking some notes from Elon, who we talk about quite
But one
often.
guy on Patrick Bet David was going off on Mark Zuckerberg. He was like, I don't believe this. I don't trust this guy one bit. And he has a good point. He's like, he believes that he's just switching up because of who's coming in office. There's a new power coming. So it's like, yes, sir. Here, so sorry, sir. We'll do this. And meanwhile, I'm doing this.
We've seen The Social Network, bro. Joe, I don't know if you've seen The Social Network already. It's been out for a long ass time, but like he screwed over his one friend, diluted his shares. What about the Winklevoss? What about the Winklevoss twins? What if we didn't hear their stories? You know how you can say like people get portrayed in movies a certain way? We never heard the Winklevoss's story the same way.
Didn't they go on Joe Rogan? They went on. I'm pretty sure they went on.
Oh,
they went
did
on.
they?
I think I could be wrong. Tim would be pulling up his fucking.
It'd
phone
be
right
interesting.
Now.
See it from the other perspective, and it's like, is he really genuine about these changes that he's making? Because he's a businessman first and foremost.
Yeah, no, there's a plot, there's a plan. It's all coming together. That's why I do these LA fires, guys. It's too weird. All this shit in 12 days of the new year. And what I was thinking about this morning, Brendan, it's like, bro, how weird is it that the killing of Brian Thompson, the car explosion, the shooting, all that feels like forever ago already.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only 12 days in America. I'm like, how the fuck? Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Christian.
How you doing, my man? How you doing, man? Good to see you, man. Let's go, man. Shout out Chris, man. But it's just really interesting how long ago that feels. And then these fires. Mm-hmm. There is too much weird shit. And the more stuff that comes out. Guys, do you think, Tim was talking about, do you think it is the Diddy list and it's all because of the tunnels that were destroyed all over? If it's the Diddy stuff and then the people in power, because that governor just sucked, that's insane. Because what I think it is, I mean, the Diddy part could be also involved.
I don't think so. I think it's whatever you're going to say next.
Yeah, I think it has everything to do with the future.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want people to live in that land. It happened in Hawaii. We don't wake up. People think I'm stupid. Whatever. I am stupid because we get fed what we get fed.
We're all stupid, bro.
Yeah, and we all it's up to us to figure out the pieces, right? Mm-hmm. Tim kind of irks me sometimes. Where'd you get the information? More like, where'd you get your information? I'm like, well, go look yourself. You know what I mean? I got mine, and I do my thing. I go through different things to make sure what's real and what's not, what could be real, what could be not.
And even going through the sources that you might not agree with, like the Wall Street Journal, I'm not saying they're not biased, but sometimes like a 4-minute snippet could give you a little bit of information.
Right.
And then go to another source. Go multiple sources just to help verify whatever it is you're trying to learn about.
And then also think outside the box and kind of connect everything. Because homeowners insurances don't fucking just start dropping people and then water doesn't just get shut off, right?
Mm-hmm. Streets burning down for monorail systems? A whole bunch.
Now, could this have been all these were all greed, right? We get what we vote for, right? And money is greed. We have greed, right? And we have this douchebag. So all this greed caused these effects, right, guys? Now it's weird how Trump's being inaugurated. It's just weird how all these events are, and Trump was talking about how he needed to clean up, get rid of the brushes. You need to clean up, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Bro, you don't just all of a sudden have all these things happen. And did someone start the fires? Bro, man, I think so.
Yeah, the arson aspect, dude. But those Santa Ana winds have been historically been a problem.
I know. That's why all it takes is for someone who knows this data, has this data, and you can when these things happen, and then just know the points. Blink, blink. And then I hate when this AI, that's because there is a lot of fake videos out there, guys. And sometimes they do get me. I'm like, oh, fuck. Because there was this like satellite view of like all the fires starting simultaneously. I'm like, fuck, is this real or is this AI? You read the comments. It's a lot. It's a fucking lot.
All I'm saying is if you're trying to create new infrastructure, like this would be kind of one of those ways. This is conspiratorial, right? It's conspiracy. But like, dude, after you were talking about the SmartLA 2028,
mm-hmm.
And then again, that kind of made me reinforce that whole Bitcoin idea because it's going to be pushing digital too.
I know, and I have to do more research. I just found, I don't know if you guys know about this, but they've been talking about it. apparently this 2028 project of a smart city in California. I need to do more.
You know when
I don't
this
know much
you know
about
when
it.
this plan was first introduced?
2016.
2020.
Damn.
During what was going on, and they talk about the COVID-19 pandemic within the document, Jobins. You can actually go to smartla2028.gov. This is a government official website. So I
You
mean,
know what I hate?
Yeah.
You know what I hate? When I think about getting how I got vaccinated, guys, I got vaccinated and I got the booster. And
Hey,
then
same. We had to go see Suicide Boys.
we had, and then, dude, the fear they put on us. I remember I've had maybe like 3 or 4 panic attacks, right? A couple of them were I was on a mountain and I looked down and I shouldn't have looked down. So, give me that one. Don't be too upset with me on that one. This one you can kind of call, some people can call me a big pussy, but I remember being in the stores when COVID first happened. My dad's sick with cancer, right? And he's old as fuck. My mom has a whole bunch of health issues and she's older. And they're telling us those are the people that are most fucking that could die. And then we were all laughing at home still about the toilet paper, even though everyone was going crazy. Day one, I don't know why the toilet paper thing still mind boggles me. But when I went to Schnucks and Walmart and all Target and the shelves were emptying, the freezers were emptying, everyone's fucking looking at each other weird, wearing masks, freaking out. I had a fucking panic attack. I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna get sick. I'll be fine. I'll get fucked up, but I'm gonna kill my parents. That's what was going through so many people's heads. And then I was vaccinated as a child without knowing what the fuck anything even is. You know what I mean? I'm just going with my mommy, or I'm getting born. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I wish I had never gotten vaccinated. And sometimes I'm like, holy fuck, what? I get scared. I'm like, but that, you can't. It's what's done is done. You know what I mean?
And then it's crazy too, on top of what you're saying. They have commercials now, Jobins, where they are talking about not COVID vaccines, COVID medication. Like the medicine you get when you get COVID. And it's like, how much money are these pharmaceutical companies making off it? It's just, you could go down a whole rabbit hole.
So one thing Tim asked me, because I don't know 100%, maybe you guys do, but Brendan, I wanted you to read it to us again.
Oh, yeah.
Why do insurance companies make money from denying claims?
So, Jobins, I put this into AI, right? Insurance companies make money by denying claims. And that's essentially lowering their payout cost, allowing them to maintain higher profits by keeping more of the premium collected while still attracting customers with competitive rates. So in layman's terms, what that means is that like they'll cancel coverage for technicalities like, oh, well, you don't get covered by this for this certain reason or
like
that.
Insurance, like any way that you can lower or not insurance, taxes. Like, oh, I drove, so this decreases my fucking taxes. That's what they did.
It's essentially, just to put it in another way to compare it, because I'm in the banking industry, right? And how banks make how banks keep the money on the books is like they don't want you to withdraw all your cash. If every single customer withdrew their cash at the same time, I'm sure we all know what bank runoffs are. That's how banks get insolvent, or they're not able to pay out the customer. And then that's kind of essentially the same thing with these insurance companies, is that you're paying a premium and they're using that money, they're pulling that money in so that they can help with coverage for other people. If they can deny more coverage, they can keep that pot full.
And you know what
Does
else?
that kind of make more sense too?
Oh, fuck yeah. 100%. You guys get it. I'm sure someone smarter than us is watching our pod too.
And may have a correction on what I said, because I'm not a health insurance expert, but that's kind of the best way for me to figure it out.
I love Patrick Bet-David so bad. I love his podcast. I'm hooked. And I'll be so sad. I'll be so sad if there was ever something bad about Patrick. I'll be like, no, not my Patrick.
Yeah. I like Patrick Bet-David.
He talks to me and helps me understand. You know what I mean? And I appreciate it. It's wild, my man. Jobins, I saw that. So Brian Thompson apparently got capped, right? And his, not apparently. Apparently, his insurance company, they were doing 30% denials.
And he's through United Healthcare, who my employer goes through.
Yeah.
So I'm covered by the same, yeah.
And apparently, like, most insurance companies were like 20. So he was like a little above average on denials.
Right.
So that's more money he's making, right? I was seeing somewhere where these homeowner insurance companies out in California, right? And it's also the floods in North Carolina, where the floods were happening, where they denied flood insurance, and then the flood happened.
It's terrible.
But the homeowner's insurance, apparently it was up to 60%.
That is high.
That's greed, bro. So our boy Brian should not have been the first one capped.
Or let's work on our words. No one should be capped, but like
I'm canceled. I'm
you
sorry,
know,
guys.
yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't say you're canceled, but it's just like no one should be. It's just sad that these messages have to be only said when something bad happens.
Yeah, he used to call me a dictator, and I'll be honest, guys. I don't think violence is the answer. It's just sadly the only thing that gets things changed in history. But you got to give people the opportunity and the chance. Yeah, give them change. Don't kill them. We just got to create the change.
Yeah.
But there's so many people like, bro, oh man, sorry guys, we're talking about so much political shit. I know.
It's hard not to, dude. We still got till the 20th for Trump to get inaugurated, and it's like, what kind of crazy crap's gonna happen next?
I know. That's when Patrick Bet-David was saying that they're having that Trump victory rally. And they're worried about the Secret Service being not prepared.
Dude, what do you, honestly, Jobins, I don't know, and you too, bro, what do you think of the Trump victory rally? It's set January 19th, the day before.
It's going to be wild. I mean, I'm like, that's where Batman and Bane fought at the end of fucking Dark Knight Rises. You know what I mean?
Dude, it honestly, though, it makes sense. That's totally Trump's MO. Is to one up whatever the tradition is. It's like, oh, inauguration day is this. I'm gonna do something crazier, something bigger. It's gonna be bigger than the inauguration day, maybe.
Tim told me, he's like, he always gets on to me about like, don't let these things control your life, and I really don't, guys. I just like to learn. I like learning new information and seeing things, and the world is literally a reality show, right? And I like to know as much as I can. And it's just tough. It's tough not to talk about it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because when it doesn't affect us until it does, and that's the biggest issue, right? We can sit here. I go, look at Tim, guys, just scrolling in Bitcoin, trying to invest while the world burns around him. You know? And it wouldn't have. And then when we're sitting here and our shit's on fire, we're going, what do we do?
And it's like, what do we do? And then what's the answer? Because there's so much like biased media and news coverage.
Bro, I saw 2 videos that fucking hit. All the animal videos always hit me, but these 2 videos, and it was this one video of this really old guy trying to put out his fire at his house with a hose, and that was sad. Then I saw this interview with a 90-year-old one man, and he was like, the strength that dude has at 91. He's like, yeah, I lost everything, and he said he was crying. He woke up crying. He said, but I'll restart. I might be 91 years old, but I'll restart. And I was like, damn.
Dude, losing everything like that, California's on fire. It's like, I just feel bad for everybody in California, dude. I would hate to like live in that state.
And then here we are doing a podcast. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. And then when you see aerial views of the burn damage, it's like, holy fuck. That's why sometimes, guys, I'm like, holy fuck, are we really in like some biblical times? And then I get on Facebook at night, or even now recently a little more Instagram, but it's all conspiracy shit, just one after another. And then sometimes it almost feeds me like, it's almost like my scroll is the rabbit hole. The more I scroll, the deeper it goes.
What scares me about what you just said too, bro, is like getting all that feed about conspiracies through social media, because social media, like they know what they can push on you. So it's like, what are they distracting us from really?
The change.
They want to throw these distractions on us so we don't see these real things happening.
100%.
And that scares me.
And that's what scares me about the vaccine. Dude, there was this video of, who was it? It was like a music artist or an actor or a rapper, someone talking back in like the early 90s, talking about all this shit, dude. And I'm going, fuck, man. I don't want to die because of being vaccinated. Like, they'd be the worst.
Do you want to hear this bullet point on the SmartLA 2028.gov? This is freak you guys out. Smart cities don't happen by accident. They require careful strategic planning and investment to become intelligent urban ecosystems designed for the humans that live there. Doesn't happen by accident. And it's just like, something's going on, bro.
It hit LA's most luxurious areas. You go down Malibu. Now you can see the ocean. Houses are gone. I saw videos. They do. What's cool about technology now is we're seeing comparison videos, and it's a person driving down Malibu when everything was great, and then it's a video of people driving down when it's all fucking gone. Now you can see the ocean. Oh, there's the ocean now. Smart city.
And then you just burn everything down. It's a lot easier to build up again.
Yep.
And then you minimize the casualties. That I think 16 people have passed from these fires. God bless. Rest in peace. But just to think like it's strategic planning, conspiracy still, but like it makes sense though. And it freaks me out, dude.
It does. It does, Jopins. It freaks me out too. Sorry, we're spreading more freaked out information. You're just trying to watch pod and have a good time. You're listening going, oh my God. Yeah.
Hey, there's still a lot of good stuff to talk about.
Mel Gibson. I love Mel Gibson. We need to save him. We need to save Mel Gibson at all costs. Protect him. Don't let him fucking be alone. The podcast with Joe Rogan again, incredible. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. We grew up on Mel, man. Mm-hmm. Mel was our hero. Mel was one of our fucking heroes. He was the guy. And dude, sometimes I'm questioning South Park, guys. I'm biggest South Park guy. Where have they been?
Where have they been?
They were quiet all last year. Where have they been? Are they working on other shit? Then we'll get it soon. But a whole year without South Park during a political year, when their whole history fucks with political, so there must be something that I don't know about. Maybe a movie, maybe something. I know there was a whole bunch of deals they had, and they were working on a whole bunch of shit. Maybe that's it.
Could be Diddy connections too, because it seems like that's after that. When that happened, they kind of went quiet. Feels like.
Yeah. But they made fun of Mel Gibson.
Yeah, they did.
And I remember watching that shit when I was a kid, and I was going, "Oh my God, Mel Gibson's batshit crazy." Because we heard, and it was, all the shit was going on back then when he had his breakdown. He talks about it on Joe Rogan, dude. Like, and it hit. And it's one of those things, right? Shout out Izzy. We love you, Izzy. He got me a Bible. And shout out Danny Duncan. Sean and Tim don't even know about this. I told you, I'll tell the pod. Danny Duncan, guys, is one of the realest motherfuckers in the world. Like, I've met him one time. It was a really fun time hanging out with him. We had some real moments even when we hung out. I'm very remember, I don't know. Like, I bring, like, when I'm Schmitty's happy, I bring good energy.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? And when I'm around fun people, we have more fun. It's just how it goes. And he said some really cool shit to me. He saw one of my posts and then he DM'd me, and then we started talking, right? And he just said a whole bunch of nice shit. And Tim and Sean don't even know about this kind of shit. But he told me, he was like, dude, I don't really want to put his shit out, but he told me he was leaning to the Bible, and it helped him. And he said, you don't have to go that route. It just helped me. I'm not saying go do it, right? Shout out Izzy, because Izzy's one of the biggest Danny Duncan fans there is, right? And so am I. We've been watching Danny Duncan forever.
Dude, Danny, he kills it, bro.
Yeah, we were watching Danny Duncan like years before we even moved out here.
He's kind of taken over that whole jackass stunt guy area.
Can we just say probably one of the most, if not the most ever consistent YouTubers?
Yeah, definitely.
Like with his content. He's never changed up. He's stayed Danny Duncan. It's consistent as fuck. Good editing. Funny. They do fun shit, crazy shit all the time.
And it's consistent with all his friends too. Like he's got an entourage that I like as well.
Yeah, dude. And they were such good guys when they came out. Like Danny Duncan talked to everybody, right? So where I'm going with this is Izzy got me a Bible. He showed up to the gym with a Bible, and I've been dabbling, right? I've been dabbling.
That's nice.
It's a big
I like it.
Book.
It is.
It's a big fucking book. And I almost want it read to me. I almost want to kind of be in the sauna, but that's a lot.
You got Spotify? They got audiobooks.
Something with reading it, though. Something about reading it, though. Reread, like not having to press pause, rewind, being able to reread a line. Sometimes when I read, I'll kind of read too fast. And I go, hold on, wait a minute. What was that? And I reread. You know what I mean? You sit there and you think. You sit there and you dwell. Not dwell, but, I don't know.
Reflect.
Thank you. And Mel Gibson, dude, he was on Joe Rogan's pod saying he was lost and that he was looking for something that was higher than him that would give him guidance, and it was the Bible and he with religion, and it saved him.
I wonder when he found himself. Did he say when he became lost? Because even before he was our hero, he was in Lethal Weapon, Mad Max. Like he's been in the Hollywood game for a long time.
Bro, he was the man. Women back then made their hair after Mel Gibson. That's how big Mel Gibson was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're around if you live in the Mel Gibson radius of wherever Mel's lived, he might have slept with your mom. No, I'm just kidding. But he was every woman's dream. He was, just the guy back then. And the way I don't know if he was, that's just who he is, right? On Joe Rogan's pod, he was a character. And then just the way he is and the way he acts and the way how passionate he is when he talks about stuff, I love him so much. I love Mel Gibson.
And he's not a perfect person,
but
I think the way that they depicted him in Hollywood, they did not give him a fair shake, I feel like.
Nope.
Especially the South Park creators.
That's where I was going with that, too. I'm like, that's what makes me question everything, because like we're starting to see that South Park was making fun of people who were kind of fucking against it all. Makes me question something.
What the question I have, it's like, oh, the Passion of the Christ for its time was so controversial. And my question's like, why?
Right?
Why is it controversial? It's just a religious film. Is that such a big deal? We have films about people getting murdered and stuff. Alien, about space.
Remember what
monsters.
they did to Kanye when he started rapping about Jesus? And then he preached about it?
See,
it's just how it is.
Yeah, we need to protect Mel Gibson
Protect Mel Gibson at all costs right now. And the way that he was handling his the fires, his house burning, I know everyone's like, oh, he's rich as fuck, whatever. But, dude, just a good man. He was like, it is what I lost things. And he had historical books in there in his house that are gone.
Yeah,
he's
some
like,
things you can't replace.
He's like, these are just items. He goes, my family's okay. I'm okay. It's like, damn. It just seems like Mel Gibson is a good dude. Hopefully, and again, here we are. It's like, oh, you can't idolize these actors and everything. But it just kind of seems like Mel Gibson's for us. He's one of the people. And he's like a good actual dude. And
he said his son was like in the volunteer firefighter program.
Dude.
So shout out to him. Like you said, those guys are the real heroes.
And we all got problems, guys, and it's how we handle them. And none of us can imagine being that guy and being that guy for so long. No one. It's like, I want to hug him. I'm not judging you for your breakdown. I want to hug him.
Most definitely.
Oh, so yeah. Shout out Mel Gibson. If you haven't watched that pod with Joe Rogan, go watch that shit. It was fire. I highly recommend it for you. Because, bro, my mom loved Mel Gibson. Signs, Braveheart. Signs to this day still has some of the best writing and like one of the best scenes. Just play it.
And another movie I just watched not that long ago, The Patriot. One of the most pro-American movies out there.
Oh, I remember being a kid and when Heath Ledger died in that movie, and I was like, no. And then he died, and I was like, God. I hate that when you like people in movies and they die all the time in their movies and then they fucking die in real life. Like, fuck.
Rest in peace, Heath. It's interesting to think what all these people that passed away would think. And then Jimmy Carter passing away was crazy. Yep. All these presidents talking to each other. It's like,
what's real?
It's like Obama speaking to Trump and like laughing and everything. It's like you guys were all calling him Hitler. It's like, would you laugh with that guy?
Right.
That's where it's like, what do you believe?
Right. Another thing about Mel Gibson is that he's got that movie coming out that he talked about on Joe Rogan, where he's been working on it, writing it for 6 years, right? And apparently it's going to be about, and I love his energy about it, but apparently it's going to be about the resurrection of Jesus and him telling these people the way, and they die because of they died for a lie, essentially what some people think, right? But Mel Gibson's like, no, you don't die for a lie. So I wonder how crazy, like, is it going to be like we're like, oh my God, these people were fucking tortured and they didn't fucking spill the beans saying they were lying. So how true, it's probably true. That's what, and the Passion, do you remember how big the Passion of the Christ was?
Huge.
My mom was all about that. I still remember sitting down watching it and we all felt, I remember watching it going, oh, and you just felt sick. And it was made such a big deal.
That guy that did it was a good actor too for Jesus. Like,
he was.
Damn.
If you haven't seen The Passion of the Christ, Jobins, that's definitely one. Low key, kind of want to go back and rewatch it before this one comes out.
When I was growing up too, bro, I had this book of saints,
Mhm.
and Jobins, it was a whole book. Like every day, there's a day dedicated to like a saint, and like
Saint Michael and
a
shit?
majority of them, bro,
Mhm.
martyred, which means they were killed for their beliefs.
That's probably what this
And that's
motherfucker-
just exactly what happened
yeah.
to a lot of those apostles.
He's gonna get into that. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited. I hope it's good.
Damn, dude, just people dying over religion's crazy.
Oh, Mel Gibson's like, you don't die for a lie, and he's getting all about it. I'm like,
Yeah, my
I'm
devil's advocate. People have died a lot for like suicide bombings and things, terrorist attacks in the name of like, you know, a god. It is kind of
That's why
tough.
I love Mel Gibson, guys. He's unhinged. Protect him at all costs. If something happens to Mel Gibson, I fucking riot. I fucking riot.
Dude, and you shouldn't be canceled for being unhinged. That's where I feel like people's
know.
voices are being taken out. Censorship.
Right.
Like, that shit's scary.
There was another thing going around too that I think it was him talking to somebody. But what movies came out for Christmas this past year?
Ooh, Red One.
Satan or Dear Satan or Dear Santa?
Where he spells Santa wrong, and it's Jack Black again. Because we need another movie with Jack Black in it.
The Lust movie with what's her name that you and Shannon went and watched?
Oh, Baby Girl.
Baby Girl. All this satanic shit during the Christmas holiday.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much. And then there's that, because this is one of the reels that when I'm laying in bed at night, it's a reel of the Golden Globes and how, what's her name? She was the blonde comedian girl. Fuck, I forget.
Ooh, Amy.
Nikki Glazer? No, what's it?
Was it Amy Schumer?
No, is it Nikki Glazer?
Nikki Glazer, the roaster.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm pretty sure that's who the host was. I'm blanking, sorry guys. She's reading these results at the Golden Globes. Oh, shout outs or mentions.
Mm-hmm.
And it was something, and then it was like moms had 3, and then it was Jesus, and it was 0. And then she's like, oh yeah, because this is a, Jesus for sinless sin or something. She said that there was no Jesus in the city. And then that's when the next day the fire started. Sorry guys, I'm a little stony baloney.
Yeah.
I keep fumbling my words a little today. I apologize. And you geeked up on the caffeine.
Hey, dude, I had an energy drink this morning too. Got me jacked.
I had 3 cups of coffee this morning, guys. I'm a little geeked.
Mm-hmm. Hey, coffee's a lot better
love
for
it.
you. I'm trying to get off the energy drinks, bro.
I love
Trying to
coffee.
reduce it to 1 a week on like podcast day.
Hey, no, it's okay.
But I am jolted.
You can do it. Just start working on it. We all got things to work on, right? Save Mel Gibson. Oh, did you watch the Jerry Springer documentary at all?
Just when you were watching it, I just saw like a little bit, but I didn't really get into it too much.
Were you big into Jerry as a kid? Did your family watch it?
I think my brother would have it on sometimes, but I don't think my mom and dad really watched it too much.
Oh, dude, my dad and sis would have that shit on, and oh my god, we loved Jerry Springer growing up. That was like, and then remember Austin Powers came out, and I remember sitting there going, oh wow, Jerry's on Austin Powers. You know what I mean? So this documentary, guys, is wild. It's on Netflix. Jerry was a wild man, and I learned so much that I never knew about Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
He was a very political guy. He was a mayor. Got fired.
Because of, and this was because I didn't see the documentary you're talking about, but didn't it have to do with like adult, like a prostitute?
Yeah, he paid a prostitute. It's like, oh, my man Jerry? I'm thinking my man Jerry is the innocent guy walking around laughing at how wild these people are. But he's the wild one. Mm-hmm. But then he's also political. Dude,
yeah, he's
wild.
in the club.
It's what? Oh, God. That's scary. But his team, he had a guy, right? There were so many of those types of shows back then that he kind of was blending in, and there was nothing to it. And then here came this guy who saw violence was the way that got ratings up. So then he made Jerry's show sexy, and then that's what fucking blew it up. And at first, the rating people were like, "Oh no, you can't do this," and then they saw the numbers, and they're like, "Ah."
Proceed.
Yeah, and yeah, it's crazy because like it felt like the WWE was like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Boom, and then what's his name made it come back when
Vince
they got
McMahon.
Yeah, because it was too sexy. So then he made it more child appropriate,
Right.
and gave women their
Yeah,
roles.
like it was the Attitude Era,
Yeah.
and then it was which is
And
too
then
sexy,
boom.
and then they went to the kid era kind of.
Where's the UFC at?
The UFC is like unprecedented. I don't even know if you could compare it to WWE or any other thing. Like, I think it's just gonna keep going up, right?
I know. I'm like, where is Schmitty at, guys? Because, dude, watching UFC for 18 years, I was the biggest diehard UFC fan, just invested, loved everything about it. And I don't know if it's just because it's been so long now, and then also with Sean, being invested with Sean, and then now here we are. Because back then, I'm just working my 9 to 5 and loving UFC, not focusing on a podcast, not focusing on any kind of goals or things, not busy as fuck, sitting around doing nothing. So is it because I'm more busy too? Is it all these things? Is it because the fucking UFC is oversaturated as fuck?
And pay-per-view cost.
I know.
They're $100. It's like,
but I imagine, even though me as a viewer like this, I know people like who are new to the sport love it. They love it now more than ever, right? It's bigger than ever. So I'm sure on paper it's looking like that, right? But to me, I'm like, dude, it just don't feel the same.
and that sentiment is what's being said. Me and the boys are going to see a Suns game today for like $20 tickets, which is awesome. But at the same time, ratings have been like historically down.
Yeah.
And they're talking about, like, a lot of the commentators, like Charles Barkley, Shaq, they're talking about the product now. Like, the product has changed that the people are watching. Because you got minute restrictions. You got the best players on the team. Jobin's not even playing because they're saving them for, like, the postseason. It's like Michael Jordan used to gear up, like, every game. Like Kobe, like, those guys used to be like, we want minutes. We want to play. It's a disservice to the fans.
We're very lucky we have Dana White. Because if Dana White were to leave the sport, it would become it would suck. So we're lucky we have Dana White. That he's going to figure it out. And who knows? Maybe I'm just being in this little Gert stunt where I'm just like, with UFC. Because there is still people I'm very excited to watch and get invested in. There is fights that get announced. I'm like, ooh, I can't wait for that.
And with the oversaturation and everything, do you think it's going to carry over to Netflix?
That'd be cool.
Because they're partnered with WWE's on Netflix now.
Who knows if it's Netflix? Who knows if it's another streaming service? Who knows if they make one? Who knows?
Maybe it'll even be Meta. Maybe you have to log in to Facebook to watch these fights coming up.
God.
Everything's like joining up.
Right? Guys, I remember back in the day. I'm glad because I hope that one day UFC or MMA athletes all make good money and it gets to the point where all these people can live good lives. That's the best part about it, right? Of the sport becoming bigger. Hopefully, more money is to be made and given to the athletes who work hard and make a career of it. So hard as a sport, right?
Oh, yeah.
But, oh my God, I blanked. God, Jobins, it's been a day. What time is it? Because we almost got...
It is, it's 10:20 right now.
10:20, okay, yeah. I gotta get ready going. But, sorry I blanked there, Jobins. We're lucky to have Dana White. I don't know what... Maybe it's just me. Is it you guys? Do you feel like it's oversaturated, or do you think it's just still as great? Oh, that's where I was going. Sorry. I'm back. I remember back in the day, dude, we would go to Buffalo Wild Wings, talking about back in the day, like, most people were all about other sports still, and then, like, it was just a small group of friends that we'd all talk about UFC together. And then when you would go to, like, Buffalo Wild Wings or a place where they would show fights,
right,
all the people would come. And that was, like, the UFC family, right? We even made friends with people at Buffalo Wild Wings that we look forward to seeing.
Dude, you had that father-son duo?
Yeah, Rick and... I forget his son's name. I know.
They were nice.
Cool. We made friends with them, and that felt like it felt like a family, right? And then it was something that you just looked forward to. It was more exciting. I don't know.
Well, everything grows. It kind of loses its identity sometimes. Right? Yeah. And then you were talking about, because it's crazy, that all came from the Jerry Springer thing. And then, dude, shows like that are big shows. Still have a lot of drama, bro. I don't know if you heard about this, Jobins, at all. Nushin Faraji was a hairstylist for Fox Sports. And Skip Bayless, you know how he's on Undisputed? Oh my God, bro, get this. Allegedly, he offered Nushin Faraji, the hairstylist, $1.5 million to have sex with him. Isn't that insane? And that just shows how much those guys get paid, too. Skip Bayless has a bag to be able to offer one lady that amount of money, which is also sick. And then, like, Charlie Dixon's a Fox executive who's also named in the lawsuit. And then there's like a 45-page document on it. That in itself is a Netflix documentary.
Why do these... I don't get it. Like, all the people I've ever seen who are famous, get surrounded and women throw themselves at them. Why do they need to do stuff like that? Why do these people who are rich do these fucked up things? Why can't they just be having consensual sex with women who are throwing themselves at them?
And then I'm going to go on the conspiracy hole a little bit because, dude, it's like, why? Why,
Bill Cosby?
You know what it is? It's the lack of God being there.
That's what I think so,
and then
too,
you
bro.
got Mel Gibson promoting Jesus, and then you got to get roasted for that? Why?
That's why I'm glad all of a sudden Mel Gibson's kind of back in the light. I like watching anything he does. I hope he goes on everyone's pods. Protect Mel Gibson.
Dude, and then you're showing me, it's like, I don't mean to segue. I don't know if 1900 Rugrat is satanic, but it's just like, this guy's like a certified crackhead, and he's got 27 million listeners on One Take Freestyle.
My man's getting it out the mud, Brendan. Don't you disrespect my 1900 record.
He's doing gun hand signs, shooting things.
You're getting old.
Is he a character? Is that even really him, or is he a character? We got Lil Mabu, Riff Raff. We got all these rappers who are just characters.
1900 Rugrat. I don't even know what the fuck he's saying sometimes, and I listen to Suicide Boys. I gotta read the lyrics. I'm going, holy, what the fuck? You know it kind of goes hard, but it's almost like...
It does a little bit, but it's almost like brain rot.
That's how people probably felt about Juice WRLD and all our music.
Bro, dude, please do not compare him to Juice.
Not Arjun. I'm not comparing him to Juice WRLD, not even a bit. And don't you think I am, Jobins.
Okay.
Don't misconstrue that. Do not misconstrue that, because I love Juice WRLD and I love him. But older generations probably viewed that as controversial because he's talking about drugs, right? So here we are, like Little Peep. When I first saw Little Peep, when you first showed me Little Peep, my first thing was, because back then I was still like...
I was taken aback by this Rugrat guy.
Yeah, you were taken back.
I was like, who is this man?
That's what happens, bro. You're getting older. We're getting older. Because when I first saw Little Peep, I was like, why is this handsome young man tatted his face all like this with the anarchy? Who is this? And then once I learned his songs and his lyrics, I was like, holy fuck, I've never related more to an artist. So
I listened to so much 1900 Rugrat last night.
Really?
And it got me through a rabbit hole. And then CTS Lilwick, who's from St. Louis, was related to it. And I was like, oh, Tommy G went and interviewed this guy.
It's like the drama. People like seeing the craziest shit. Like when 6ix9ine first came out. Bro, remember how we felt when we first saw 6ix9ine music videos when he was blowing up, when it was catching wave and everyone's going, who's this? We were in my room watching 6ix9ine going, this is the hardest thing we've ever saw, and it's scary. This guy's out there like that, running around making music videos in a train station like that. Like, my God. With a puppy? Remember that? Remember that feeling? Bro, that's the thing. That's that feeling those people get. Like, people lurk for that. Like those Bop House girls. They do pods now. You know how girls do their drama and they get all drama with each other? That's what they want to see. So now that's podcasting.
Dude, how real is 1900 Rugrat, though? That's my question. Because he's got always... Every rapper seems to do this now.
Yep.
They have like a group of gangsters behind them waving guns.
6ix9ine.
Lil Mabu does the same thing. And we know that he doesn't have like the real street cred. It's like, do they hire the same group of gangsters to be in every video waving guns?
No. I think this is their culture. I think their culture plays a part in who they know and where they live, right? I think
we could make a rap video so quick, bro. We rent a Cybertruck for $120 for the day. We get a bunch of gangsters to be in the background shooting guns like Lil Mabu does.
Mabu was in New York.
Bro, we're at Phoenix. I'm sure we can find some...
1900s in Florida. It's culture. O-Block for these other rappers. You know what I mean? Like, dude. And what's crazy, it's just...
Thanks, 6ix9ine. Yeah. Thanks.
Bro, seriously. Now, like BLP Kosher. I really liked BLP Kosher's lyrics, right?
They have a song together.
Yeah, 1900 and
BLP and Rugrat have a song together.
Oh, my God. I need to watch that immediately when we get off the podcast.
Yeah, they do.
Now, he's getting exploited. They're going after BLP because they're saying he was just going after the religion and doing that. And he's not, apparently doesn't have the street cred. And you see him in the streets and everything.
I didn't know that.
That's what's going on, man, and
that's what makes me say that again.
I know, and it's that's why I just hope, for me,
like those girls.
for me, I enjoy it when it's real. That's when something's real. That's why you can feel it in the lyrics. Like Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, NWA.
Leangelo.
How they felt. It wasn't what they looked like. It was how they felt, right? So now we got all these rappers who are just saying the craziest shit, looking the craziest, and it's what's gaining attention. And it's like, son of a bitch. But there is still those real rappers. People go, what about Suicide Boys with their blah, blah, blah.
Suicide Boys is
Real.
way more real. I mean, well,
Real.
1900 Rugrat could be. I don't know him personally.
Mental depression is a real thing, dude. And like they're like, as much as they talk about it, they're fighting for it. They're fighting to have better health, mental health.
True.
Even them switching up their lyrics for religion things, like they're trying to just become better humans. They went through some shit. That's why it's like I appreciate the real. When I see 1900, this is me just enjoying the younger generation music, right? Like, yeah, these are what the kids are listening to. Yeah. You know what I mean? I saw it. Even David, shout out David Clay from the gym.
Okay.
He fucks with 1900 Rugrat. So whenever you got these, and like what I like about 1900 Rugrat is like we could just play it in the car and we're going like this. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And then when you see them, it's like, holy fuck. All right. And then boom, now here we are. Millions of views.
Dude, he's got 2 million monthly listeners on Spotify. That's pretty damn good.
If he's making it out the mud and he did this all himself, like, you can't hate.
Yeah.
I can't hate.
And if it takes him away from a life of crime, like, that's even more.
And out of jail.
Awesome.
And not hurting people, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because that's the thing about rap, dude. Like, whenever there's danger and violence going on and someone's plotting, like some kind of gangster shit, I'm sure rap music playing. And it's probably like, Lil Baby, 21.
Right now, dude, I don't like 1900 Rugrat, but that could change. Just like I didn't like Dave Blunt's at first, but now I can't get it out of my head. I can't get it out. And you showed me that. And now I'm like, wait, Ricky showed me Rugrat. Maybe I give Rugrat a chance.
Have you listened to Lil Baby's new album?
A little bit.
Dude, it's fire. I bought it.
A little bit. It's good.
It's fire. I love the whole album. So, yeah. That was a lot today, episode 178, Jobins. I know we got more to talk about, Brennan. Which means you got to get going to work. I got to immediately go. So, we're on the grind. I hope you guys are grinding. I know Schmitty goes up and down, but we're working on consistency, baby.
Same. This is going to be a good 2025. I feel it.
Again, shout out to everybody that's affected in LA and in America. We should all come together. That's what I meant. We need to come together. We need to unite. That's the most important, powerful thing that this country can do, except to be divided.
My prayers go out to them, 100%.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
And shout out to the responders.